fourth graders. Today we are going to be going over the very last lesson of Module 5. We are going over Module 5, Lesson 41. For a second, I want us to pause and really think about that. You have completed 41 lessons from Module 5 on fractions. That is a huge accomplishment. You guys have learned so much from the beginning of this module to the end of the module, and I want you to really reflect on that. Think about how far you've come from the beginning of this module to the end of the module. And I want to give you a round of applause. Great work, you guys. Alrighty, so for our last lesson today, I wanted to start off with a little bit of fluency practice. Our lesson today is going to be more of an exploration, an inquiry into some patterns that we can find in fractions. But first I need you to have a piece of paper and a pencil out because we're going to do a little bit of review. The first thing that I want us to do is to review multiplying whole numbers by mixed numbers. So I would like for you to solve the following problem. I would like for you to write this problem on your paper. 3 times 5 3/4. Now this is review from lesson 37 where we addressed the distributive property. So pull that information out of your brain and use it to help you solve this problem. Pause the video and solve. Alrighty. So if we were to tackle this problem, the first thing we want to do is remember in the distributive property, we want to break up 5 3/4 into its whole number and fraction. Alrighty, and this is going to help us to multiply. So we're going to start off by multiplying 3 times 5, 3 times 5, and then we are going to add 3 times 3/4. Instead of multiplying it all together, again, we just broke up 5 3/4 into its whole number and its fraction. Makes it so much easier to multiply. When we multiply 3 times 5, we get, that's right, 15. And then we multiply 3 times 3/4. And again, when we multiply a whole number times a fraction, our denominator, or whole, is not changing, only our numerator is changing. The number of parts we have, that's the only one that's changing. So 3 times 3/4 gives us, that's right, 9/4. So we're adding 15 plus 9/4. We can change 9/4 into a mixed fraction. 9/4, we look at our whole, which is 4. How many wholes do we have in 9/4? Well, we can skip count until we get to 9. So 1 whole would be 4/4, 2 wholes would be 8/4, 3 wholes would be 12/4. We only have 9/4, so we know we have 2 wholes, which is 8/4, and then that gives us 1/4 left over. So now we know we're adding 15 plus 2 1/4, which gives us 17 1/4. All right, you guys. Whew, we're not done with review yet. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this next part is just going to be verbal, which means we're just using our voice. You don't have to write unless you want to. So I am going to be giving you a fraction. And you are going to respond with the fraction that would help us add to 1 whole. Let me give you an example. So I will say the fraction 3/4. You are going to respond with the fraction needed to add to 1 whole. Okay? So if I say 3/4, you would respond with 1/4, because 3/4 plus 1/4 is 1 whole. All right. So we're going to do 5 of these. I want you to just respond. And it doesn't matter who's listening. You might sound silly responding to me over a computer screen, but that's okay. Alrighty, so fraction I'm going to give you is 2/3. You should have responded with 1/3, because 2/3 plus 1/3 is 1 whole. Next one is 7/8. Should have responded with 1/8. Next one is 7/10. I don't have a watch. It's cool. 7/10, you should have responded with 3/10. Next one is 1/6. Answer is 5/6. Last one, 5/12. Answer is 7/12. All right, friends. Well, thank you for playing and reviewing with me. So for our last math lesson of Module 5, we are going to be looking at patterns, okay? You are going to be answering the question that I'm going to give you on Padlet, but I want to kind of talk about it a little bit first. So here is the assignment that you have for today's lesson. So here I have 4 different addition sentences. You'll notice that each addition sentence has a different denominator. We have denominators of 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you have every fraction from 0 to 1 whole. Okay? So your task for each of these addition sentences is to find the sums. Sum being the answer to an addition problem. You can find the sums using any strategy that you want. Keep in mind that you don't have to add in order. You don't have to say 0/3 plus 1/3 plus 2/3 plus 3/3. Maybe you group them in a strategic way. We'll see how it goes. Your task is to, first of all, solve this or find the sums of these addition sentences. You should be showing your work on a piece of paper because you will be posting a picture of your work on Padlet for your classmates to see. And I recommend maybe writing in pen or marker, something that will show up easily on a camera. And then lastly, you are going to describe any patterns that you see. Okay? Our goal today is to explore and inquire into what patterns we can find when adding fractions from 0 to 1 whole. So once you solve, what patterns do you see? You will be solving these problems on a piece of paper and then posting it on Padlet and sharing the patterns that you see. Then you will be responding and critiquing your classmates, how they solved, and the patterns that they find. Keep in mind that there are lots of different strategies you can use to add these together and really show your work when you are doing that so we can clearly see your thinking. And I'm really excited to see the different ways of thinking that you guys show for this assignment. Again, you will be posting it on Padlet. The link will be in the description box below and also on your weekly schedule. All right, 4th graders. Just a little heads up, next week, we will be doing a little bit of unit review, and then we will be doing our end of module test. This test can only help your grade. It will not impact your grade negatively. It can only impact it positively. It's a really great way to see everything that you have accomplished from the beginning of the module to the end of the module. I'm really excited to see the growth that you guys have experienced throughout this module. I'm looking forward to reading your Padlet responses. And again, congratulations on finishing the largest math module in 4th grade. You guys are awesome. All right, see you guys next time.